Hello and welcome to Sea Power. Today we're going to be doing the scenario Crimson Tide. A Soviet ballistic missile submarine has disappeared while operating somewhere in the Atlantic, sparking high alert across the U.S. Intelligence indicates it may be headed for a strategic launch position within striking range of the eastern seaboard. I will command the U.S. Navy ASW forces to locate, track, and prevent this submarine from reaching its objective by any means necessary. With assets including the P-3 Orions, surface ships and submarines, I'll coordinate a high-stakes pursuit in the vast Atlantic, racing to intercept before the sub can reach its launch position. Adding complexity to this mission, a nearby Soviet task force is also searching for this rogue submarine, having made it clear they intend to sink it on sight. Well, which you would think, why not just collaborate? Anyway, you must balance mission objectives with avoiding a direct confrontation with Soviet forces. Success demands caution, as one misstep could spark World War III. All right, here we go. First thing we need to do is kind of make this map bigger, figure out what's going on. Actually, I'm going to maximize it so I can get a much larger field of view. And looks like, okay, there we go. Now we have the full ocean. Okay, so we've got the eastern seaboard of the United States. We have Bermuda right here. This is the launch point that we have to prevent the enemy from getting to. We have a P-3 Orion. It's engaging in a large search zone. I'm guessing if the Soviet forces are over here somewhere, it'll probably be the first to detect them. We have the USS Dallas, which is going on a very long-range patrol. Let's figure out what's going on with the Dallas. Okay, he's going 10 knots. So I think the first thing we're going to do is change the Dallas's course and make it more of a zigzag pattern, see if it can pick up additional things here. So let's see. Just kind of have you go around here. We have another P-3, which is going in this wide direction. Sounds like we might have a thunderstorm out here somewhere, based on the thunder that I'm hearing. Okay, the P-3 does have a lot of sonar buoys, but so far it's just going airborne, so I'm probably going to have to come back to these guys and have them drop some sonar buoys and start listening for any targets. All right, so we have this task force, which consists of... that more thunder? Sounds like more thunder. So we have the Fitch, which is a frigate. I'm assuming that's an O.H. Perry class frigate. We have the O.H. Perry right here. The frigate, the Hammond, which is probably Knox class. The missile cruiser Yorktown, and the Vincennes. Okay, so we are going to direct them. Looks like they're already going searching. They're going 17 knots, which is frankly too loud or too fast for them to be hearing much of anything. So I think we're going to have them go fast at first, and then we will slow them down so they can listen. Or maybe I'll do a sprint and drift type of search pattern. And finally, we have the carrier battle group. There we go. It is getting a little stormy out in the Atlantic today. Okay, we have the USS Ranger, followed by frigates, the guided missile nuclear cruiser, the Mississippi, the Foster, which is probably a Spruance class. Yep. McCluskey, which is an O.H. Perry. Wadsworth is another Perry. And the Chandler, which looks like another Spruance. Or that could be a kid, actually. Yeah, that's a kid. The Foster is definitely a Spruance. Okay. All right, so the Ranger, let's see what aircraft we have on this guy. And we're going to launch some anti-submarine patrols ASAP. So far, you are going here. We're going to be dropping many, many buoys, I think. Okay, so we have 10 A6s, 24 A7s, 2 E2Cs, or 4 E2Cs, some EA6Bs, F4Js, some Vigilantes, RA5 recon planes, 10 S3 Vikings, and some my brain is going blank for a second here. the sea sprites. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to launch some Vikings up there. Okay, ASW loadout. So let's zoom in on the Ranger, make sure. Yep, so we have aircraft coming up. And we have another one, so we're just going to launch a pair right away. Here goes the second elevator. Sounds like an aircraft flying overhead, actually. We're going to get a E2C airborne as well. I think this will be a nice shot if we can get rid of take a screenshot of it. We got the Mississippi there in the background. That's a nice shot too. Ooh, I like the steam effects on the catapult there. That's pretty cool. Ooh, nice lightning effects as well. All right, so once we have these guys airborne, let us give them some orders. Okay, our first aircraft.
Roger, turn 107.
We are going to send you well ahead of the force.
100.
Start dropping some sonobuoys. And we are going to get our E2C Hawkeye well ahead of the fleet. And you are going to climb up to 30,000 feet.
Go to altitude 30. Roger, turn 055.
And we're going to send you well ahead of the convoy. Or of our battle force. And keep an eye open for any Soviets. All right, we got to have a box search pattern here for our P3. So once I'm actually going to erase this, and we're going to start just dropping sonobuoys right away. We'll see what we pick up. We could end up picking up more than just the ballistic missile submarine that we're looking for. There could be other submarines out here. Okay, so once our E3 is climbing up to 30,000 feet, we're going to start speeding things up because it's going to be a long search, I think.
Submerged submarine, contact detected.
Okay, sometime later, we just got a contact. Got to find out where. Let's get out of Formation Manager. Let's see. Whoop, wrong one. New passive contact designate from you. Where are you? We had a passive contact somewhere. Where? There we go. Right there. Okay, 5.1 decibels. P3, let's drop another sonobuoy. I'm gonna drop you over here. Nope, we're gonna send you directly over here. We'll prepare to send this P3 to assist in prosecution if it turns out that it's an enemy submarine. Contact looks like it's firming up a little bit. Can we ID what it could be? Okay, looks like it's definitely a nuclear submarine.
Buoy away.
13 more, so we still don't know what it is yet.
Buoy away.
Yeah, we are decreasing altitude. See if we can get a MAD detection. We're going to drop this sonobuoy right on top of this guy. All right, while that's going on, We're going to send our E3 back to base as you are starting to get low on fuel. Orders, return to base.
Roger, RTB.
Same thing with Lance Flight, since you guys are getting...
Going away.
Actually, we'll leave you up just a little longer. And we're going to launch another E3. Or E2, I should say. We're going to launch a Viking.
Away.
And we're going to send that Viking directly over to help out the P3. Okay, do we have any better idea what you are? Negative. Okay, we're going to drop you down to a height of 300
Roger,
feet.
go to altitude 300.
See if we can get a mad detection.
Buoy
Changing
away.
course slightly. Height is decreasing below 300 feet. At least I'd like to think it is.
Buoy away.
Right, buoys away. Aha! Okay, he clearly hears the plane,
On station.
and we got a mad detection on him. All right, let's drop another buoy. He's at 29.4 decibels, and he is heading away. And it is a neutral submarine.
001 is classified. Neutral submerged submarine.
Okay. So this is definitely not the ballistic submarine. It might be an attack submarine. All right, so let's try not to engage. Okay, after literally hours and hours of dropping, I want to say over 2,000 sonobuoys, I started to give up on this scenario. And then I just had both my task groups just start emitting active sonar, and I may have picked something up right about there. So I am going to launch investigative aircraft and see if I actually detect something. I have multiple ships going. To say that this mission was long and frustrating would be an understatement, but we're going to see what happens. My P3 Orions are still airborne. They are loitering. They technically ran out of fuel, I want to say 12 hours ago. Maybe not 12 hours, maybe more like 8. But since the scenario does not have any place for them to land, that would imply to me that the scenario was never really intended to go that long. Because if the P3s just had nowhere to go, then they assumed we would have detected our opponent and then reacted as necessary. This mission goes on for all that much longer, I'm going to start banging my head against the bulkhead. It definitely gives you a taste for the endless tedium of anti-submarine warfare. Finding a needle in a haystack, despite having multiple task forces available. And it's also somewhat frustrating due to the lack of savability of the game at this point, because I actually had to let the game run on pause overnight. Ended up having to go to bed and then pick it up again the following day. I will be very frustrated if this turns out to be another neutral Soviet sub. Wonder if there's like a memory leak or something, just because the frame rate is so slow. And compared to earlier in the game, there is far less objects to keep track of. I had the screen completely just block solid in the royal blue where all the sonobuoys were. As you can see, you start with track, 1,000 when you start dropping sonobuoys, and now I'm well up into the 4,000s. All right, Mr. Submarine, where the hell are you? To give you an indicator of how long things have been going, the game started at sunrise.
Buoy away!
In the game, anyway. And now it is well into night. All right, so I'm going to keep searching, and I will be back when and if we detect something. Okay, we have picked up a contact, and we are going to begin investigating. We lost him quickly. There he is. He's back. Picked him up on sonar. Let's check out information. This could be a diesel, could be a nuclear. We don't know yet. All right. So we're sending our helos over immediately to prosecute. See if we can identify what this is. And we're going to focus on our helo here. Okay, any more information now that we're closer? Negative. Confidence is 19%, 20%. Still no idea what this guy is. Contact is now 27%. Okay, we're not going to drop the buoy that far away. What am I talking about? Okay, we have a hostile submarine.
003 is classified. Hostile submerged submarine.
Okay, this is a Yankee. Can we go underwater and see this guy? This is our submarine. Okay, it's likely, yeah, it is definitely a nuclear. And it is apparently definitely a missile boat. The November, I'm not sure is a missile boat. I think it's an attack submarine, but the Yankee, the Echo, Delta 3, and Oscar, I believe, are all missile carriers. So, let's initiate an attack.
Engage track 7003.
Okay, we have two more helos coming in. See, okay, our torpedo is zooming in on the target. Maybe. Okay, we're still at 39%. We have yet to identify exactly what type it is. Okay, we have now narrowed it down to a Yankee or a Delta. And since we classified it as hostile, I mean, it's definitely a missile boat. I mean, if it was just a Soviet... Oh, here we go. We're closing in. He's near the surface. And he definitely has increased power. His noise has gone up to 34 decibels. I was really getting extremely frustrated and ready to give up on this mission. Damn. It was just a passive sonar on the USS Yorktown. The sonar crew on that boat is definitely going to be getting a medal or a promotion or maybe both. All right. I think we got a hit.
Hit track 7003.
Yay. Okay. So our submarine has taken a hit. Its screws are still turning. So we're going to initiate another attack run.
Engaging track. Whip it away. Roger, RTB.
Okay, yeah, you are out of sonar buoys as well, so you can head home. Torpedo totally going in the wrong direction. Our other helos are approaching. One of them is 10, looks to be 10 nautical miles out. The other one more like 15. We have plenty of sonar buoys left in case we need to drop some more. In fact, I think I'm going to drop another one right there. Because after all of this, I'll be damned if I lose this contact. Okay, it's either a Yankee or a Delta 3. I'm guessing it's probably a Delta 3 because the Yankee is a really old boat. All right, let's go back to our torpedo. Searching in the green seas, and you can see the submarine over there on its starboard side. Torpedo is turning. Let's turn on the weapon sensor if we can. Torpedo is going straight for the moment. It's like, I was thinking maybe I should call the USS Dallas back, but it is 75 miles away. But this is a ballistic missile submarine, and this is the target, so you're coming in to help. Yeah, there's no real question. I should
Turn to course. 258. Hell my.
We'll go all ahead full.
Maneuver.
Okay, we have now identified it as a Delta 3 submarine. Tracking is 95% confident. Seeker head is slowly making its way around. Okay, torpedo launch.
On station.
That was a cool picture. I should have grabbed a screenshot there. All right, we can focus on our Delta here, which is damaged. Its propulsion is still going. It's going 14 knots at a depth of 230 feet, so I believe it's still above the layer. It's trying to make a left turn.
Buoy away.
Okay, our torpedo is closing in. It does not appear to be spoofed in any way. One thing I've noticed is that the Delta 3 has not launched any noisemakers. Our second torpedo, almost within the detection arc. We should be able to pick it up. All right, I'm not positive it has, but it's definitely within the arc now. All right, going back to our torpedo, going through the dark. There is the submarine. It's going 45 knots. Delta 3 is going 15 knots, and he is apparently trying to hold steady. I don't think he's going to make it past this torpedo. Okay, our other torpedo has definitely missed. Second torpedo is looking like it's aiming almost for the same spot. Further aft. Okay, he no longer has propulsion. That is good to see. Okay, his speed is rapidly decreasing. But no sign of him sinking yet, so we're going to have to initiate another attack.
Roger. Turn 102.
Okay, we are going to engage this helicopter. Focus on the new torp. Now, normally, it takes 2 torpedoes to sink a Soviet submarine simply because they tend to have double hulls. But the larger ones, especially when you're using Mark 46s, because they have a smaller warhead compared to a Mark 48. But the larger boats, the ballistic missile boats, or the cruise missile boats, tend to be even tougher, and they can take 3 or more. Often, Mark 48s, you'll still only need 2, but with Mark 46s, you're going to need more than that. Okay, looks like our torpedo is going to miss, but it may come around and get him on a sweep. So we're going to send our second helo to engage. And now you're going back to base along with the second one. So we almost certainly have launched our Viking. Let's get him down here. Yeah, you're just loitering up here.
Roger. Turn 1
So
forward.
we are going to send you to the fun. Okay, torpedo is closing in on target. Something about the port side of the this delta is taking a lot of punishment. And we can hope that this does it. All right, torpedo is closing in. Just a few hundred yards away. Aiming in midships.
Hit track.
And that's a hit.
003.
Okay, our Delta 3 is holding at 230 feet. Speed 0 knots. He is not dead. All right, we are going to... Oh, we have 2 Mark 46s surrounding this guy. Okay, we are going to drop more sonobuoys and then engage in a final attack. All right, torpedo away. Here we go. This is torpedo number 4. See, right there, we just we faded. It's at 279 feet. He's still there. Oh, did we fade because these guys are out of, no. If we faded because he sank, I'm happy with that, but let's see what happened. Okay, here's the Delta. See if the torpedo locks on or if it's spoofed somehow. It should be diving. It looks like we got some bubbles coming from our surface here. Looks like our torpedo has been spoofed. Okay, he is now sinking. He is at 348 feet and going down. We definitely want to mark this position. Okay, our submarine is now at 390 feet depth. Torpedoes are sailing above it. As we get closer, we may need to ping this guy. Okay, we have picked up our enemy submarine again. He now has a course of 5 knots, so apparently he has repaired some of the damage. But we are not going to let him get away. We're going to drop our sonar buoy right on top of him. We're going to change our mark just in case he disappears. Put a marker right on top of him. Okay, we have a Hilo and a Viking approaching. All right, finally, he's coming in. So we are going to decrease your height down to 50 feet.
Roger. Go to altitude 50.
First thing we're going to have to do is drop a buoy.
Buoy away.
Buoy away. Okay, we're now up to 50%. Yeah, we got a mad detection all right.
On station. Track 7004 is classified. Hostile submerged submarine.
Okay, we are now classified as a hostile submarine.
Engaging
See if we can catch the drop. Weapon is away. There it goes, right on target. So hopefully it'll actually see it. Should go active any second. Looking good.
Hit track.
Impact.
7004. Buoy away.
Okay, he is at... Now we can't tell if he's sinking yet or not. It looks like he might be. Or maybe he is decreasing rapidly in altitude, in depth, in an attempt to do an emergency blow. Did we just lose him again? This is ridiculous. Maybe his engine noise went out when his propulsion went, which is why we're dropping another buoy. Okay, we picked him up. He's at 30. Okay, he's at 240 depth. Close to the surface. And now, okay, our weapon is away. This would be torpedo number 5. Is he dropping off anybody? Can't tell if they're abandoning a ship or he's just sitting there. Our sonobuoy is literally right off his port side. He is surfaced. He is actually... Oh, and there he is. They just put a Soviet Navy flag up. But you're going to get a torpedo to the face in just a second, dude. And you're sinking again. What? Did the torpedo go down? Are you kidding me? What, did you think he was a surface target and therefore you're like, oh, I can't go after that guy? All right, depth is 59 feet, 60 feet. He may actually be sinking. He has no propulsion. He has 2, 3, 4 impacts, or 5 impacts, all on the port side.
Weapon away.
All right, we got a torpedo launch. Okay, he is down to 230 feet and steady again. These guys must have the best damage control in the Russian Navy. All right, we have 2 Mark 46s coming in from different directions. Each one less than half a mile out. And that one looks like it's on the right depth. So he's at 230 feet. We have 1 torpedo at 140 feet and increasing. The second one at 95 and increasing. They both look like they're going on target. Finally. Okay, here's our sub. It may take a hit on the starboard side. And the second one aft. First torpedo should hit.
Hit track 7004.
Second torpedo. I think this will be torpedo number 7. All right. What's going on? You are still holding at 230 feet. All right, where's my Viking? You're going in again. All right. You were going to go again, but finally, 7 torpedoes, and we were able to sink the submarine. And that was a mission complete. Longest mission I've ever had in this game by far. Let's see what our results are. We go to exit. We finally destroyed the K-455. We successfully intercepted the submarine. It only just took 1,000 years, and we get a decisive victory. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that video, hopefully more than I enjoyed playing it, because it was tough and it was boring and it was tedious, but finally satisfactory that I was able to kill this guy. And I hope to see you in the next video.